Of course, I forgot to start the video. All right, the next item is approval of the agenda. Tonight we have a really long agenda. We need to make a couple of modifications to it. The first modification is under consent agenda approval. I'd like to move item I, Oakland County West Nile Reimbursement Program Grant Application, up to approve, make that item C. Then there's two items that I want to remove from the agenda. We'll pick those up most likely at our special board meeting that is set up for the 24th. The first item to remove is O, 10O, and that's the soccer agreement. And 10R, consider contracted with Carlisle Wortman. So those two items we'll remove. And that should do it for changes to the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as amended.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, next item, consent agenda approval.
I would move to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Support.
Moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mrs. Chenoweth?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, announcements and information inquiry. Huron Valley Egg Hunts on Saturday, April 13th at 10 a.m. at the Duck Lake Park, Pines Park. Township offices will be closed Good Friday, April 19th. There's a special board meeting April 24th at 6:30 p.m. to consider proposed fire department staffing changes and a couple other items that we'll be adding. They will be announced as soon as we get done with the meeting, more or less. And then item not on the agenda is the prayer breakfast. Judy, would you like to?
No. Our
take
prayer
that?
breakfast this year is May 2nd at Highland United Methodist Church. It's a non-denominational morning where we have 5 pastors that come in and pray for different aspects of the community. Tickets are $10 with a full breakfast, and you can get your tickets through hwlba.com. So hopefully you will all come join us.
All right, next item is a presentation, and we've got a lot of video happening here today. So it's in recognition of EMS Excellent Award. And Chief, do you want to handle that?
Sure. If I can have the following members come up to the front of the chambers tonight. Battalion Chief Mark Weiskel, Captain John Pratt, Captain Jason Cole, Lieutenant Tom Russell, Firefighter Chris Thompson, Firefighter Santini, Firefighter Thorne, and Probationary Firefighter Moore. Also, Star EMS, Paramedic Hughes, Paramedic Chapman, Oakland County Sheriff's Department, Deputy Johnson, Deputy Welch, Call Taker, Sherman, and Dispatcher Vasquez. Did I say that wrong? I said it wrong.
That's okay.
How'd that work for you guys? All right, just real quick, on March 28th, these ladies and gentlemen were recognized at Oakland County Medical Control Authority for a EMS Award of Excellence. January 30th of this year, at approximately 9:30 p.m., Highland Township received a call or dispatched to an unconscious, unresponsive patient. When the initial call came out, call taker Sherman stayed on the line with the call taker's wife, instructed her through CPR the whole time as no emergency personnel arrived. En route, our crews were notified that CPR was being performed by the wife. Deputies were the first to arrive. Deputies confirmed the patient had no pulse. They initiated attached a AED and distributed the first shock on the patient. Shortly after they arrived, fire and EMS crews arrived on scene. They took over from that point. They established advanced life support procedures. Within 20 minutes of them arriving on scene, they took a patient who had no pulse, not breathing, to somebody who had a return of spontaneous circulation. This is unprecedented. The patient was transported to the hospital. He spent a few days in the hospital. Was released. I took a call the other day from Mr. Copeland, who was very appreciative for everything that happened. Mr. Copeland also wanted to come up and meet his rescuers tonight, so he's with us now. Jerry Copeland was our patient. Doctor said he had a 3% chance of surviving. 3% chance of surviving. Beat the odds in that zone. Mr. Copeland, these are your responders that came to your aid. At the end are the dispatchers and the call taker that worked with Mrs. Copeland to work her through CPR. Amazing job, everybody. This is just amazing. Great job.
That's not an accident.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Just for the record, emergency responders see people at their worst moments in their life. A lot of times we have negative outcomes, things that we can't change. This is what validates everything for us, to actually see them make it to the hospital, get out of the hospital, and then come back and visit later. So Mr. Copeland, Mrs. Copeland, the Copeland family, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I can't tell you how happy we are that everything worked out for you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I remember you on time. You remember this to me. Yes, you did. Thank you.
Pretty sweet.
Okay. You know what? We can probably run with this. You want to go ahead?
I think we'll be able to hear it.
Huh?
I think we'll be able to hear it.
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to play through that or not.
Go ahead and give it.
Okay. We're going to get back on, try and get back on schedule. The next item, we have a really exciting video for you, but it is, I think you'll understand. So this is from SEMCOG, and of which we are members.
Cutting up 59 today, actually, by my
They
house,
are?
at the side, the meeting.
Because of you, we're able to leverage data, planning, and collaboration into important initiatives that benefit the entire 7-county Southeast Michigan region. Let us share a few of them with you.
We collect and analyze data and then bring it to life through visualization in interactive maps like the Regional Forecast Explorer, which provides dynamic access to population and development trends. We work with local governments to implement our plans, offering assistance with on-the-ground solutions. We project and plan for the future of our transportation system, prioritizing mobility solutions that drive our economy, safely connect people and places, and protect the environment. We advance the region's economic development strategy in partnership with stakeholders from the public and private sectors. We help to coordinate and promote opportunities for fun and adventure through Southeast Michigan Park Finder, featuring Trail Explorer. We bring together local governments and provide a voice for the region, advocating on key issues in Lansing and Washington.
This is just a taste of what SEMCOG does with your support. None of this would be possible without participation like yours. Thank you for renewing your membership. We look forward to your active participation in working together to improve your community and our region.
All right, not too bad.
For the record, Kathy Lamaco is a proud graduate of Milford High School.
Redskins.
Yay!
All right, next item is public comment. Do we have anybody with public comment? Yes, ma'am? Stand up to the podium, please. And if you could give your name and address for, so we know who.
My name is Shawn Durso. I live at 2686 Bay Vista Drive here in Highland. Thank you for hearing me out this evening. I recently learned that there's some zoning issues going on in the front of our neighborhood, the Briar Cliff Association, regarding a 24-hour self-storage unit. That space is located behind the Tuffy Auto Shop, which is right up against Milford Road, and is adjacent to two sides of the front of our neighborhood. We're actually two different associations, but we're the same neighborhood. I have real concerns about this, and I think a lot of my neighbors share those concerns. I believe you received letters from our neighborhood associations as well as from our neighbors. Here's where I stand. Today, I looked at the zoning map, and I'm confused why there are two sections on Milford Road, one large section near our neighborhood, one smaller section just north that's red, which is the commercial zoning piece. And aside from those two pieces, I don't see anywhere else in Highland Township that is not adjacent to the M59 corridor that is zoned in that manner. Which would mean to me, unless my neighborhood is on the M59 corridor, no other neighborhood in Highland Township faces the situation that we're facing today, where we may have a business like that coming in up adjacent to our neighborhood. My other concern is that this is a 24-hour operation. They're gonna have security lights all over. There's gonna be people accessing this place around the clock. I'm assuming there's gonna be some sort of a gate entry that's gonna, open up. There's gonna be a noise issue. We've been in Highland Township for 16 years. We've been out in this area for 24 years. There's a reason we came out here. We came out here because it's green. We came out here because it's a community, even though we're spread out in different places, in different neighborhoods, and different acreage amounts. It's still a community, and it's a community that has held fast against growing the way Heartland did, the way White Lake did, the way Waterford did, where they've just become businesses surrounded by a few homes. And I have appreciated the way that you have held tight with that, have kept us green, have kept us a community with our priorities on families and neighborhoods and people. And I hope that you will continue to have those priorities as you move into making some decisions about the placement of this business. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Mr. Hoffman?
Thank you, Bob Hoffman, 2521 Rose Center Road in Highland. And I was here last time talking about some issues I have with Oakland County Equalization Department, OCED. And also, I'm the county commissioner for this district. I'm here as a private citizen, and also part of what I have to say has to do with being a county commissioner. All of us elected officials have one thing in common. We have the same constituents. We swear an oath to protect and defend and serve the taxpayers. At our MTT hearing this year, your supervisor, Rick Hamill, came as a witness to testify on my behalf before our hearing. And after we got pretty much through the hearing, the administrative law judge suggested that, she kind of threw up her hands and said, can't you guys get together, have a meeting, and stipulate to something and settle this thing? And Rick agreed to it, I agreed to it, another witness I had there, my former attorney, agreed to it, but Oakland County said, no, we're not going to settle this. And prior to that, we met with your township attorney, and she basically said the same thing, that the township really has no authority, 3-year contract with OCED to settle this. But I kind of reminded them, Rick Hamill's your chief assessor in the township, and OCED is a subcontractor to you guys. We've had 3 other meetings with OCED to no avail. We think we're making progress, and then they changed their mind on what they want to do and how they want to assess my property. Well, this year I prevailed at the MTT where, and I gave the example last week, if you're standing in one of my pastures and the right foot's in Highland Township and the left is in Rose, Highland side was assessed at $5,500 an acre and Rose at $3,600 an acre. Well, they recognized that that does not make any sense, so I prevailed and they made it consistent with Rose Township. And my farm is one big parcel. It's not, you know, just the 46 acres in Highland. It's 300 acres of 299 acres. And so we prevailed on that, but we didn't prevail on everything. Now, before we went to MTT, you're going to spend, I don't know if you spent $6,000 already. I think I went up spending about $10,000 because we're in a court of appeals for last year because we didn't get anything settled. So I'm overassessed or overtaxed like $4,500. Your share of it's like approximately $400 last year. Now that I prevailed in MTT, we're going to go to the Court of Appeals again next year for this year, and I have to file 2 cases then, because although they consolidated our 2 cases, have 1 hearing, they kept them as 2 separate cases, so I have to file appeal on both of them. And what you're gaining right now, after I prevailed at MTT, is you're going to get $100 a year. You're spending all this money, and I guess I would have to suggest that maybe the taxpayers of Highland are going to be outraged when you're spending this kind of money to get $400 last year, $100 this year, and there's no settlement in sight. And I would suggest that if they haven't done it already, I'm surprised at Oakland County because they know Rick's helping. I don't think they appreciate it. I would suggest that if they would threaten not to renew your contract for next year, or they put language in there that would prohibit him, which would be against the law. I think that some of their behavior is either a combination of incompetence, or maybe a little corruption, a little bit of both. You guys decide. If you've heard everything they've done to me, I think you'd be
We gotta wrap it up there, Bob.
Okay. OCED, I know, has made this personal, and they're upset with me because as an individual, I went to Lansing and spoke against pending legislation that would have taken assessing away from the local units of government, and it would make counties in the state a monopoly. They came unglued that I would do that and suggesting I'm bad-mouthing it. I went there as a private citizen. I never said I was a county commissioner, and I spoke on their behalf. And I also think this is like the good old boy network at its finest, because instead of OCED suggesting that they might have some problems, they try to shoot the messenger.
Excuse me, Mr. Hoffman, the time
We've got
has
a-
expired.
Okay, just give me one more second, let me
No.
wind up. And I want to thank Rick for everything he's done. I want to point out that I passed out to you guys, just for an example, and this is how it affects everybody in Highland Township. I gave you the list of the sales for 2018 in Highland. There's 254 sales. 4 of those were foreclosures, you can't count those. And then I put next to it the true cash value for 2019. Those people just bought their property, and the 2019 assessment is up by huge amounts. One of them is up over, a couple of them over $100,000. Now, the values didn't go up.
Okay,
Unless
okay,
these-
Mr. Hoffman.
I know, I'm hurrying, unless
No.
these people.
No, it's,
No, we're done.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Bob. I
thank
appreciate
you
it.
for your comment.
Thank you.
Okay, so, any more public comment? All right, gonna move on to pending business, and just so everybody understands, in order to move this, I'm going to probably be the one making all the motions so that we can roll this thing along. The first item in pending business is, I'm gonna make the motion to approve the proposed rezoning request from ARR Agricultural and Rural Residential to R 1.5 Single Family Residential. The applicant Charles Burt, property owner, Huron Valley District School District. It's vacant, Harvey Lake Road, north of Wardlow. The PIN number is 11-14-100-054.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, new business. There's a series of introductions here for ordinances or that are either modifications or changes. The first one is I move to introduce ordinance number 462 to amend the Highland Charter Township Code of Ordinances regarding the ignition, discharge, or use of fireworks to conform to the state law as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported. Vote, please.
I
no,
vote
I
yes.
thought this-
Yes.
You have any questions?
I'm sorry, I thought we were just introducing this and then voting on it to approve it at the next one.
No, we vote to introduce it.
To
Okay,
introduce
I'm
it.
sorry. Thank you.
Did I say approve?
No, it was me.
Huh?
No, you said introduce.
Okay,
Yeah, I was off. Sorry.
Okay.
all right. Vote.
So I voted yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, the next item, B, I move to introduce the proposed ordinance number 463, Charter Township of Highland Cost Recovery for Emergency Services Ordinance Amendment, as presented.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mr. Salvia?
Yes.
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 I mean, we could entertain a question.
Yeah, at any time, if you guys want to, you can, feel free to say discussion, if you
The only
don't.
question I had, Rick, is going back to 462, and I was trying to bring this up. I don't see the changes in this one from the last one. The other ordinances were marked, and I appreciate that because then I can tell
Right.
what we're really dealing with, what's being changed. So in 462, what if that was changed from the original one?
That was the ordinance that the state made changes, and it was the days of the week that you can operate. So it was very minor changes, but
That's the only change in
The
it?
state statute was amended, so the township ordinance had to be amended in conformity with it.
Okay, and you know, and if that change was marked in here, it'd be a really easy thing to me to see, so.
I appreciate that, because we'll make a point of doing
We
that.
can email that out.
You're right, the rest of them were changed.
Yeah, the rest were marked, and that makes it very clear than what we're looking at changing, but that one wasn't, and so it was a little.
Well, we'll make a point to try and correct that. Okay, the next item, C. I move to introduce the proposed ordinance number 464 to amend the open burning regulations in Article 2 of Chapter 9 of the Code of Ordinances of the Charter Township Highland to remove the burning permit requirement while retaining open and outdoor burning restrictions and to correct or clarify ordinance language as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mrs. McDonald?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, next item is another introduction for an ordinance, 10D. I move to introduce proposed ordinance number 465 to amend the Highland Charter Township Code to define and prohibit the sale to and purchase, possession, and use by minors of tobacco products, nicotine products, and vapor products.
Support.
And
Move.
again, these, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's not marked in here on this one either. I'm assuming
This
it's
one's new.
adding the, pardon?
This one's new.
You might have,
No, actually, they took the tobacco ordinance and just added in the vapor descriptions. We can email the version
Markup.
with the changes.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So this was, I'm gonna just put this out there because this was done because of requests from the schools, the issues that they've been having, and this is an easier way to take care of this type of thing without it changes how they address minors and what kind of a lifelong effect it could have on them, so.
Does this also add the vaping part
Yes.
of it that wasn't in before?
Yeah.
Does that conform to the stuff that Randy?
Yes.
Yes.
sent? Okay.
That's where the
One of
request came
requests,
from.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so, did we vote on that one?
We didn't vote on it yet.
Okay. It was moved and supported.
Yeah.
A vote, please.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, the next item, I move to approve resolution number 19-07 to adopt a Charter Township of Highland Emergency Operations Support Plan.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion? Vote, please.
Mrs. Chenoweth?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, I move to approve resolution number 19-08 to appoint the Oakland County Emergency Management Coordinator as Highland Township's Emergency Management Coordinator. There's two changes that need to be made in that. There's the following words: the community of needs to be removed, and the date needs to be changed to 4/10/2019. That was a
Waiting
motion.
for support. Support. Sorry.
Okay, moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, item G. I move to approve resolution 19-09 to approve goose roundup and nest destruction activities as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported?
I vote yes.
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 Motion carries.
Watch out, geese. 10H. I move to approve the renewal of Oakland County Sheriff's Marine Patrol Services for 2019 through 2021.
Support.
Moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mr. Salvia? Oh, sorry.
You have a question?
Yeah, were there any changes in that one from last time?
I don't believe
Just
so.
the increases in, the increases in salary.
And that was a percentage from Oakland County?
That
3%
aligns
or
with
whatever?
their.
Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
Good. Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Okay, motion
We
carries.
lost track of where we were at.
Yeah.
Okay, I move to approve resolution 19-10 to authorize the closure of Livingston Road for Founder's Day Parade and events with a change in time of, it was from 10 to 2 or 9 to 2, 8 to 2, something like that. That was a-
Yeah,
Says
the
9 to
section
4.
from King Street to John Street will be 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. instead of 2 p.m.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. The vote, please.
Mrs. McDonald?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, item J, I move to approve resolution number 19-11 to authorize placement of signage for Founder's Day Parade and events.
Support.
Moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, item K is I move to approve resolution number 19-12 to authorize West Nile Virus Fund expense reimbursement request.
Support.
Moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mrs. Chenoweth?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, the next item M, I move to
Actually, you missed one.
L.
L.
Almost cheated the
Lockers in
lieutenant out of his lockers here.
He would
Let's
be
see,
happy.
L. I move to award the bid for purchase of lockers and storage cabinets, and also with a budget amendment of $9,802.
You want to award it to
And we're awarding it to him, I missed that part.
Salisbury.
What is it?
Salisbury Industries.
Okay, whoever that be.
Oh,
Oops,
are you kidding me?
Salisbury Industries, or,
Sorry.
we'll get it correct in there.
Salisbury Industries,
Yeah.
for $9,802.
Okay, so,
Support.
moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, the next item, M, is, I move to approve resolution number 19-13 to waive penalties for non-filing of property transfer affidavits under MCL 211.27B.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported.
We have an explanation of that?
Yep. This is something that was approved with Proposal A in 1994, and during the lame ducks, and we've never charged for that $200 transfer fee. So I think now we would probably have hardly any because more people know that they're supposed to file their paperwork as soon as they buy a house. And the law says if you don't file within 45 days, we can assess this $200 fee.
Oh, it's just the fee, it's not
It's the
waiving
fee.
okay.
Yeah, so the lame duck this year said that you have to pass a resolution that says that.
Okay.
I know.
So Judy and Tam and I did discuss this, and Gary said, why would you pass that resolution? And our feeling is that we're not here to penalize people. And like Judy said, and what I see come into my office regularly, is when somebody goes to a closing, they've got the day off or the afternoon off, they're heading to the township because they're told in closing to go file those documents at your township. And so they do it right away. They don't wait, usually any period of time. And so to us, it seemed like it was not that warm inside and great outdoors thing that we're trying to promote. It seemed like it was, let's whack them with a penalty because they missed something, So if it was a serious problem, that'd be something else. If you were just revenue hungry, you would probably consider trying to get everyone you could possibly get, but that's not our motive here, so.
Not worth it.
Not worth it, so. We'll move on to the next one.
You gotta vote.
We didn't vote.
Oh, we gotta vote?
Yeah.
Vote, please.
I vote yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, the next item, on the desk, I put some information, and the first page is this year's proposal from Freedom Works to Mow. And then the next page is last year's proposal with the memorandum, and it showed that we had three bids, of which Freedom Works was the lowest significantly, and the other two were, so we chose Freedom Work, and their bid this time is up from the last time. So if you look at the per month, the last page was $585, and it's $688.50, and the reason is that there's two items in red, the northeast corner 59 and the welcome sign less than 59 were not originally on the previous bid, so we added those in, and that's helped put it up. So by doing that, it raised it above the 5%. So I know that it's a case where we would need to waive the board policy, which I will ask for. But I think that the overall case here is that even with their increase, they're still well below the two previous bids from a year ago with additional work to do. And this group of people are people that need these jobs. I mean, the Freedom Work people, they do a great job. They more parks. I mean, just really spectacular. So, and cheaper. So, on that note, I'd like to make a motion to waive the purchasing policy in order to, I guess it's in order to vote on this Right. That's my motion.
Support?
And this is just to waive the policy?
Just
or
to waive
you-
the policy.
And then we're gonna do another motion to approve the contract?
Right.
Okay.
So, moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mr. Sylvia?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 Okay, motion carries.
And the next item would be to, I move that we accept the Freedom Works mowing contract for 2019 in the amount of $688.50 per week. And it's kind of hard to project how many exact weeks, so the math would be spread out the same way it was before. So it's $2,654 a month.
Support.
And, okay, moved and supported.
Ready to vote?
Vote, please.
Mrs. McDonald?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Item O, we removed. Item P, I move to approve new township medical leave requirements as presented.
Support.
Tammy, do
Go
you
ahead.
want to say
Yeah,
a little bit about that?
I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
All right, so, last year there was going to be, an item on, that people wanted to put on the ballot to get it approved, to have required state, sick leave for all employers. And, instead, the state legislature passed it, and then they kind of muddied it up a little bit, and it's still a little bit in flux to see, because there's groups that want to sue the state, and because it wasn't passed exactly as proposed. But as the law stands right now, we are mostly in compliance, except for our rate for the part-timers for the first 5 years was a bit on the low side. It doesn't meet the minimum requirements of the new law. So when I looked at it, if we're gonna bump up the first 5 years of part-time, what I did is I'm raising the other 2 tiers for part-timers proportionately to make it so that they're getting a bump too. So there's still some benefit to working here longer than 5 years. And it also, in order to make sure that people are able to take the required 40 hours a year sick time, we need to raise our bank in order so they can do that.
Would we have to do a budget amendment for this then?
No. We have budgeted for, the maximum amount of hours people can work, and if they don't work, then they just get paid sick pay, or PTO as we call it. And then, but there's no additional pay involved. They just either get their regular pay or they get sick pay.
Thank you.
Right. That was moved and supported. Vote, please.
Who supported that?
I did.
Okay. All right. So voting is Mr. Howe?
Yes.
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 That motion carries.
And, okay, the next item Q, I move to approve new fire department medical leave requirements. These are essentially the same.
So it's a little bit
Story.
different because the fire department has its own kind of way of paying people. It's people don't fill out time cards in the fire department the way they do in the regular township office. So the easiest way for us to pay them and meet this requirement is to just provide them a bank of 40 sick hours per year. And employers have the option to do it through the accrual method or through this kind of lump sum just bank. Here's your 40 hours. They cannot take sick leave unless they're actually sick. It's not PTO time. It's not vacation time. It's only for sick time. So we have 5 paid on call firefighters currently who averaged over 25 hours over the last calendar year. And so we'll have to review this annually, and every year we'll have to look and say, okay, during 2019, who worked 25 hours, and then in the coming year they would be given a sick time bank. And I expect to see some development in the law on this issue, and we'll just have to adjust as the law develops. But this is what we're proposing for right now because it fits with how we do things.
Thank you.
Right, so we had a motion and,
Did we have a motion?
yeah.
Okay. Did you second it?
I think.
Okay. We'll
Say
check
yes.
the tape.
Yes.
We'll check the tape.
Okay. All right, so vote please.
Mrs. Chenoweth?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, we're skipping R and we're going to 10S. I move to approve resolution number 19-14 for nonpartisan township offices.
Support.
Okay, move to support. Anybody have questions on that one?
Who supported?
I do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Did you
Explain.
do? Did you have a question on
Yeah,
it?
explain.
What it is, the MTA, their board, I think, kind of didn't agree with this, but it's just their personal board. But there's a lot of members from the Michigan Township Association that were saying that, I know someone has said before, that why are positions at this level partisan? And what this is a resolution that we will pull together with all the other townships that are members of the MTA and use that to take it to Lansing to look at changing the requirements in our township. I mean, it doesn't mean that all townships would be the same way. You would have the opportunity as a township to be able to select to be nonpartisan. So what it does is it kind of eliminates the primary, if I'm correct, and you go directly to the fall election, the main election. So instead of having a runoff between Republicans to find out who's going to go against the Democrats and who's going to go against somebody else, everybody has the same opportunity. They all run at the same time, and it's nonpartisan. So you don't have to declare your party at that point, and you just run on your merits, which I think in a community like this, we kind of tend to know each other somewhat. So hopefully we do.
Your motion to approve this resolution, you have to either say you're moving to call ourselves, to support nonpartisan or to support it, because when I vote, I don't know what I'm voting on.
The resolution.
The question is, do I support partisan
Okay,
or
hang on a second
nonpartisan? That's one thing, but the motion this resolution has to say we all support it and then we vote yes or no on it, or we don't support it and we vote yes or no on it.
The resolution says nonpartisan.
Right, but
No.
there's a blank that says whether or
Okay,
not.
I'll change the motion.
Okay.
The motion is going to be to approve resolution number 19-13 to waive penalties for non-filing. No,
Say what? Got the wrong number.
1914. Give me a minute here. That sounded good, didn't it?
It's 1914. It's page 255.
250. Where'd it go?
Needs a short break.
MTA memo.
There we go.
So go down one. There.
Okay. I'll read the whole thing, and that way that'll be the motion. Resolution, I move to approve resolution 19-14 for nonpartisan township offices. So the resolution would read, at a meeting of the Highland Township Board, the following resolution was offered by Rick Hamill and supported by whoever supported. Be it resolved, the Township Board is on record in support or opposition, I must say.
You have to pick one.
I'm gonna
So
say
maybe
in
that's how, is that how we vote? Do we
Yeah.
vote support or oppose?
I think it has to be proposed one direction or
I'm
the
so,
other.
I'm
Okay.
proposing to be in support to legislation that would allow township boards to, the option to have its elected offices appear as nonpartisan on the ballot.
So that if we vote yes on this resolution now, we are saying that we support a nonpartisan office for the township offices.
Correct.
Correct.
Just
Thank
want to
you.
make that clear.
No, I
because-
I
Right.
appreciate
Thank
that
you,
because,
yeah.
And,
Good job.
you know, this is just to direct MTA how that they, you know,
How they
I
would
know
want
should.
that, I
it.
know, but it's, we're taking a stand by voting.
correct.
We are all, so I just want to make it clear to everybody what your stand is, because the way the resolution's written, there was no clear.
right. Included in this resolution, the way the form is laid out, it's roll call vote, and then it says, please provide names of voting board members, whether you voted yes or no. So this will go to the MTA with the individual. So if you don't agree with it as a board member, you can oppose it and say no, and that'll go to the MTA to record that information, so. All right, so we had the motion and support
support.
by Judy. Vote, please,
All right,
This is in support of it.
in
this
support
is
of
to say whether
nonpartisan.
you think MTA should try to go after legislation to make us nonpartisan. Okay.
It's saying that we would have the
So do you
option.
think township offices should be partisan or nonpartisan? That's the question, Joe, that's being asked, and whether
So I'm more for
MTA should.
nonpartisan.
You know what, it says that it would allow township boards the option to have elected offices appear as nonpartisan on the ballot. We aren't saying we want to be nonpartisan at this time. We're
Correct.
saying we support the option.
Right, you want the state law to be amended to allow the,
It to be a local
board to
decision.
have the option of putting, the offices as nonpartisan on your ballots.
So it's the motion is in support to legislation that would allow township boards the option to have its elected offices appear as nonpartisan on the ballot.
So if they pass that law, then we would have to vote again
Yes, if we choose at that
to make
time
that decision.
to make
Yep.
that decision on the ballot. Okay, does that make sense, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, so vote please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes?
Yes.
No.
I was confused.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
You wild man.
Yep.
Where
Now the
am I
MTA will be
now?
after me. I can see it. All kinds of emails and phone calls.
Okay, item T,
Don't need to get to your pack.
this is an introduction. I move to introduce the wireless facilities in right-of-way management ordinance number 466 as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported.
Do you want to give a little brief thing on that, Rick, for everyone?
This one's a weird nightmare. Do you have a better handle on this than we do?
Not terribly, but I can probably, explain a little bit. There is a morass, and I think that's a really good word to use, of, federal and state legislation over rights of way as to what wireless facilities can be put in, what the regulations are, and what local communities are permitted to do with respect to regulating the right-of-way for any type of wireless facilities. There's a completely different layer for the federal layer, the state layer, and then the local layer. And basically what this does is that it allows the township to regulate wireless facilities in the right-of-way to the extent that the state and federal laws allow it to. That's really what this is about. Because you have variations in terms of what utility poles are permitted under federal law, which are higher than those that are allowed under the state law, the Metro Act. And this just gives the township the ability to have some say in those regulations, as I said, to the extent that the state and the feds allow you to do that. So that's
Wow.
what this ordinance is meant to do.
And these wireless current right-of-way things came about by the new 5G system that they're talking about. It has a whole different type. They're short-range communications, so they're not towers so much as they are repeaters,
Small cell, right.
and they have a box that goes with them about the size of a refrigerator that has all the components in it, and then what they want to try and avoid is every single pole has an owner. Every pole that you'd want to locate a repeater on would require a separate contract for every pole. So if they wanted to lease it, like they do cell towers, you have a single tower, you can lease the space in the tower. Well, the thing that killed the county's plan a number of years ago about having free Wi-Fi for everybody in Oakland County was getting all of the pole owners on board and not being so greedy that it would bleed it dry. And that's what killed it. So this is a way to stop the greed and bleed thing by allowing for different use of the right-of-ways and making it hard for local authorities to prevent the location of these boxes or these towers or these whatever future elements come along. Because if you got one stuck in your front yard, you might go, oh, that's ugly. They're going to be a little uglier than the big green box for a power thing. But I think what we need to look at is what is our communication issues going forward in the future, and sometimes we just have to live with some ugly, but this is really to kind of control the local government so that they can't step on, get in the way of that progress. Now, it seriously affects the county because they have fees that they charge, and those fees are now regulated in a way that reduces their revenue by millions and millions of dollars, and they're livid over it. But it's what happens. As we found out with the cable contract we had, just a couple of years ago, we had the cable guy come in and say, you can do what you want, but you can't tell us what to do anymore because the federal government said this is what we can do. So be happy with what you have and don't raise too much of a stink, and we'll still give you your money and la. Well, that's kind of what this is about. So if that makes it easier, I don't know if
You had a pretty good handle on it.
Yeah. Okay, did I do good, Mary Pat?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. Where did we get on that?
We had a motion in a second.
And
So we need to vote.
who supported?
Judy,
Judy did? Okay. Vote, please.
I vote yes.
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 Okay, that was the introduction, was it not?
You didn't vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay, next item, U. I move to adopt resolution number 19-15, establishing standards for wireless facilities and other infrastructure installations in the public right-of-way.
Support.
Moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mr. Savia?
Yes.
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 Motion carries.
All right. At this time, we need to take a vote to, I move that we go into closed session to consider acquisition of property.
Support.
Moved and supported. Vote, please.
Do you want Chief in there?
Huh?
Mrs.
Do you want
McDonald?
Chief in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Do you need to add that?
Mr. Savia?
Joe.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. So we're going to take as short of time as possible to do this. Chief, we'd like to have you in the meeting as well. And, okay,
I had my winter
we're going
coat
to
from the-
reconvene
Oh, it's down there.
after closed session. I'd like to make a motion to authorize and direct the supervisor to submit offers to purchase to the owners of parcels 2 and 3 as presented by the township attorney and discussed in closed session.
Support.
Moved and supported. Vote, please.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Are we done?
I hope so.
We're all ready.
Okay. Meeting's adjourned.